talk about the Caps, and Dan, I'll start with you on this. First of all, can the Caps overcome the loss of Brooks Laich down the stretch?
Yeah, I don't think that's what's going to make or break this season, honestly. They've been playing largely without him for a week anyhow. Yeah, for 2 years, yeah. I think the biggest question with the Laich injury is, does that put him in play as like a compliance buyout kind of guy, where he's been battered and beaten up for seasons now, and he makes a lot of money. I don't know. He's a really popular player. He's a great leader to the extent that those things matter, but he's not on the ice very much, and he's not scoring goals very much. So I think that's kind of the interesting question with that. With whether they can make a run here, I think it's going to take probably an Ovechkin scoring run, and it's going to take Halak being what he's been, which has been a really solid above-average goalie. And they're going to need some breaks. They're going to need some help from the teams above them in the standings.
And they don't play the teams that right above them in the standings either, which is interesting.
They play a lot of Western teams.
13 games left in the season. Jason, they play at Anaheim, at LA, and at San Jose, a brutal stretch, 3 of the top teams in the West. How many points do they need to come out with out of a possible 6 to remain in the playoff hunt after the stretch, do you think?
4?
Yeah.
I mean, you look legitimately.
Jeez.
They're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So you're talking about those 3 teams are great teams. So it's probably not realistic to think that they're going to get 4 points out of those games, but they need to.
Only 3 of 15 teams that have played that California stretch this year have come away with 4 points or more.
There's one
so
of those teams
the deck is
that the
stacked
Caps
against
haven't
them.
even won. Is it Anaheim?
San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah, they haven't even beat San Jose, so ever.
So do you agree it's 4 points to stay in the mix? They're 2 points behind the Rangers for the last playoff spot right now.
I just think the deck is stacked against them because a lot of these teams, as it's been mentioned, they own the head-to-head type, the points or whatever, and
regulation wins.
Right. I just think they're in an uphill battle that it's the most inopportune time to have to play this difficult of a schedule, and then you come back and you have to play Boston. It's not.
And they play the Kings again.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a very.
It's
not a forgiving. It's not a forgiving stretch for them.
The thing about
I don't
it
think
is,
it's
if
realistic.
somehow they do get those 4 points that you're talking about, then they're coming back here. They still, after that, they still probably would have to go like 7-3, maybe 6-3-1, something like that to get that 92-point threshold, which people are talking about. So even if they do win 2 games on the road with this tough stretch,
I don't know.
I can't see. I don't see it happening.
But and we've
won 2
seen
in a
this
row.
every year.
Oh my gosh, Vancouver and who? Who else?
Toronto, which is it's a very similar team to the Caps. I was going to say, if somehow they do go on a run, it would require them playing extremely excellent hockey for a month, which then, whatever. If you're going into the playoffs, you want to be playing great, and if they make it the playoffs somehow, they would be playing great at that point. But it's
we've seen that before. Them play great at the end.
Feat right now. Yeah, no, you're
didn't
right.
necessarily
Not
turn into a
against
run
these
in the
type of
postseason.
teams.
All right, well, look at that. We
earn it
hit
if
right
they
on the mark for the Caps.
They
Good
would
job,
earn it.
guys.